We're going to invite Bobby here, and then we're going to fire this up. Actually, it's already fired up. We're going to invite Bobby. Okay. Just one sec. Okay. This should be a nice chilled session. You want to know why? Because it's the end of the NBA regular season. Every DFS player's blood pressure just dropped by about 12 units, simply like magic. And the NBA playoffs are going to be a lot more, no problem, Adam. The NBA playoffs are going to be a lot more manageable because we're going to know who's playing. You're going to get the regulars in, and nice short compact slates that are not going to just drive you bananas. So baseball is going to be the majority of the of the content on a daily basis, but we're going to have all kinds of other sports going on. Hey, good job, Adam. That was excellent. Second place in the $12 single entry. Excellent. Yeah, Bobby was mentioning that he did very well on Friday as well. So it's that's good to hear. Let me just text him to make sure that he's en route. And so tonight, it's a nice, compact. Don't even begin to say what smaller stakes are. Everybody plays what they play and whatever it is, and it's a. I mean, I really do look at this. Yes, it's a money making thing, but it is it's the intellectual challenge also, and I do enjoy winning money, but I also do enjoy the just the winning, getting it right and just putting together these puzzles on kind of a daily basis. Keeps like, I don't know who originally said it, but when you get it to be my age, and you certainly appreciate this a little bit more, is the brain is like any other kind of like living organism. If you don't work it out every day, it atrophies like any other muscle. So I always like to have something going on. Whether it was once chess, then it became backgammon, then online poker and such. I mean, none of these things were ever my main, my main source of income. They're always just a, profitable, a hobby, so to speak, that just kind of kept my brain working. So this is what it is right now. Although, interestingly, so Bobby thought I was out or something like that. Okay, so he's jumping on. So I'm going to just start off, again, just kind of reviewing what I like as far as the baseball goes today. For those of you who are interested, I did build a hockey video, which I'm going to miss. I'm not going to, dabble in hockey showdown. I don't know. We're going to find out, Adam. We're going to find out. He was incognito for the early video. Let's see. I know he's going back to the doctor, just coming back from there, so it's possible he's recognito. So I did a hockey thing, and it's a 3-game slate I'll play, but I'm not going to do showdowns or anything like that. So with respect to baseball today, this is kind of where I am at. On DraftKings, I'm really the same as I was in the early part of it, where I really, I imagine this was going to be the case. I mean, I'm really just tied between Darvish and Cole at the top. I imagine that Cole is going to be, yeah, I'm getting there, JJ. I imagine that Cole is going to be more popular than Darvish, and I guess for good reason. Cole has that natural K floor that maybe Darvish doesn't exactly have. So I would imagine Cole would be somewhat safer. It's not going to matter to me too much because, well, a little bit. I'll tell you what I'm doing here. So there are going to be some lineups where I build with both Darvish and Cole, but the fun is going to be when you get down to the non-Darvish Cole lineups, because Kikuchi is, I mean, clearly the best cheaper option, like SP2. I mean, like by a lot. But with that said, that means that a lot of people are going to play Cole and Kikuchi together. Right, and just if there were a really, really good low-owned stack to play, I might do that. And there's one way I'm going to go with my Cole Kikuchi lineups, but I'm probably going to go some Darvish Cole and Darvish Kikuchi. I'm not going to really get to that much Cole and Kikuchi, except for one exception. What I am going to do to and I fiddled around with this earlier today, and I think I am doing this, by the way, to address your point, JJ. This was my logic for those of you that didn't watch the video, is that I believe that for the people that play Darvish and Cole together, the natural stacks that people are going to be able to play are Seattle, okay? And Seattle's always really cheap. They have a real great, young player who's 3K to make it all work, and I think they're going to be really popular. So instead of playing Kikuchi, Cole, and all, you know what I mean? Like, I am not, there were two ways for me to combat that chalky Kikuchi ownership. One way, as I mentioned, as you alluded to, JJ, was to just go Tigers mini stack, and that gets just max leverage off of the Kikuchi ownership. But then what I decided was what I was going to do is not get that crazy. What I was going to do is I was going to pivot to Mize to, number one, pivot to off of Kikuchi, and number two, kind of attack the Seattle chalk stacks that are going to be paired with Darvish and Cole. So those are going to be my 4 types of builds. I'm going to be building with Darvish and Cole together, and we'll go over the stacks I'm going to be using for there. And then I'm going to go with some Darvish and Mize, some Cole and Mize, and a little Darvish and Kikuchi. So there are 4 different builds that I'm going to be doing. So once again, it's going to be Darvish Cole, and we'll talk about the hitting to use with them. Then we're going to have a Darvish Kikuchi, a Darvish Mize, and a Cole Mize. I'm going to eschew most of the Cole Kikuchis with one exception. I did consider the other pitching options, that being Max Fried, who certainly makes a little bit of sense, and also maybe John Gray or Alzolay. I just didn't quite get to them. And the answer, by the way, Adam, is incognito. Incognito is the answer.
I'm guessing that the question was whether or not I'm incognito or not.
Yes.
I will be back in full capacity tomorrow, so I'm you can see my face again for better or worse.
Excellent. So I was just summarizing, if you were listening, what I was doing, and it has not changed. And I thought about it, and I was watching other content too, and whatever. And I'm doing 4 different types of builds, Bobby. I'm doing Darvish Cole, I'm doing Darvish Mize, I'm doing Cole Mize, and I'm doing and Darvish Kikuchi. I'm doing very little Cole Kikuchi. There's one build I'm gonna go with that, I haven't really started to get to the hitting yet. What are you doing with respect to pitching on DraftKings?
Yeah, I agree that nothing's really changed for me either. I'm using only 4 pitchers. I'm using Kikuchi, Cole, Darvish, and Bueller, and I'm not touching anything else. I understand I actually like your Mize play. I just am not getting there because I don't necessarily need it. And if I did kind of need it, I would rather try to double pay down with he and Kikuchi personally. Because I think his range of being the best SP2 in that range is a little bit lower than I do if they could both be like middling, get you 20 each, and then everybody else sort of has one of their duddish nights for 25 or something, and then you're fine. You're in good shape. So, but mostly I just think that it's too easy to pay up. I like these cheap bats. I'm a little frustrated with Abreu out of the lineup because it's making me have to redo a lot of things because I was starting to fall in love with the White Sox lineup. I still like them very much. I just don't like the full stack quite as much. Just having him out of the lineup is, you see Mendick in there, and then what's his name, Madrigal at the top. Sure, interesting values, but like not fun to play and doesn't make the stack better.
Yeah, do you give any? And I was wondering if you were going to get to more Max Fried. You're not doing any of that?
No, I actually I guess I just transferring into hitting because the weather in that game looks like a pretty great hitting environment. So I'm starting to get some Atlanta. I'm not really getting to the Mets or anything, but because I don't like picking on Fried, he just doesn't give up home runs. But I don't think I'm going to end up being able to use him either.
Okay, so with respect to hitting, the one. Okay, I was waiting for the Yankee lineup to come out. All right, it looks like we do have a Yankee lineup, and before I talk about the hitting, let me just go over that with everybody. So you're going to get LeMahieu leading off, then Voit, then Judge, then Urshela, Sanchez. You're going to get Frazier at 7.
Wow, that's not great.
Gardner at 6, Hiagosha at 8, and Tyler Wade at 9. Yeah, the Frazier one's a little bit off-putting to me. I was hoping to get a little bit better, but they're stacking that lineup probably the way they should.
Yeah.
The one thing that changed for me is that I didn't realize what kind of batting or position he would get, but Vaughn, and you brought him up, I think, when we talked about this earlier. But
yeah,
Vaughn,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but Vaughn becomes for me a pretty good alternative to Garlick. You know what I mean? Like I think I'm using both of those guys kind of equal amounts in my cheapo outfielders.
Yep.
On DraftKings. But let me go over my stacks, and then you can talk about yours. So I am still stacking the Angels, although I still would like to see a lineup there. But you'd be proud of me. I'm not like going like full 5-mans in all my lineups today, although some of them. I'm also getting to some Cleveland. Remember I mentioned that Minnesota, Cleveland, Chicago, like they were like on the third tier. I'm kind of moved those guys up a little bit. So even though Abreu's out, I'm kind of a sucker for the stacks that throw the Madrigal in. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
So I'm gonna play some of that, and then the Minnesotas I like, but the real juice is at these catcher positions. I mean, like between Garver and Mercedes, those are two like really strong plays, I think.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I mean, like most of the catching that I like is up there. Like I like Contreras, I guess, a little bit, but Mercedes and Garver are really, really a big part of it. Where are you on DraftKings?
On DraftKings, I still do like the like 3-man stacks from Minnesota and Chicago. I come around a little bit more on the Yankees, but I'm not really playing a ton of full stacks with them either. I think the Angels are still my favorite, and the Dodgers mixing in little pieces, but not mostly targeting that. So it's LA, both the Angels and then mixed with the White Sox in Minnesota as my main builds.
You know what I was doing? I'll be tweaking around a little bit. I've been getting some. I've been wanting to do some of the Dodgers, so I'm getting a couple of like two mans with actually like pay up two man. I'm getting some Mookie and Turner together. I'm getting like a Turner one off. I'm getting like a maybe a Mookie one off or something like that. Again, I want to see lineup to see who else I'd want to play, but yeah, I mean I'm into a little bit of the Dodgers.
Yeah, I just don't love, it's not the best hitting weather ever here, but it just feels like a spot where they probably are going to get a little bit more overlooked than they should.
Yeah, what I think I want to do is I do think I want to tweak my Yankee lineups because, I mean, I don't think I need. I mean, like here's like one thing I was working with here. Oh, and I like the Padres a little bit.
Okay.
So like this one here, like I have Tyler Wade on FanDuel from the 9 hole. I got like a 9-1-3 over there with LeMahieu and Judge. I don't know. Maybe
it's so hard for me to play Wade. Even in this, Dansby Swanson is 300 more. At least you have some real power upside there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a little ridiculous, right?
It's just kind of hard for me. So I'd rather try to find a way just to play. Like LeMahieu's too cheap. They're all too cheap. I mean, except for even Judge, actually, but for their upside. And Voit has been terrible, but the guy's going to try and hit a home run every time he's up. That's good enough for me.
Right.
So you can kind of combo stack Atlanta and the Yankees a little bit easier on FanDuel. I like that a little bit better than I do on DraftKings. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think this. You can get, man. Yeah. So now what I did was I made one little tweak there, and then Urshela's he's not in. Why is Urshela not in?
He's in. He's batting fourth, fifth, I think.
Yeah. Why is it freaking FanDuel? We're at this problem again.
I've got him in. I don't know. I've got him in over here.
Yeah.
I did spend 90 minutes on the phone this weekend with Mac support, and they are having problems with certain things. I had to reload everything into my computer so it works functionally.
Really?
Yeah, but I know you don't have a Mac, I don't think, anyway. But it's just
no, I don't.
It's been an ongoing problem for a while for me. Yeah, I think that if you want to, we can go by positions because it is hard to know how the Angels lineup is going to shake and how the Dodgers lineup will shake out. And if Nuse could end up in a surprising spot in the lineup, or even if he's like sixth or something, that's a pretty good spot. Things like that. And then Taylor Ward, where is he going to end up? You know what I mean?
Do you like anybody else from Atlanta aside from Swanson?
Freeman, Acuna, and Albies and Riley. So yes, I do.
Well, that's something that I can tweak around with here. So like, if I don't want it, see right now I had a lineup I liked, but had Taylor Wade as the 9 or whatever. If I just move him to Swanson, I'd like to at least get a 2-man with Atlanta here. What's is Acuna playing? He's playing, right?
Yeah, he's playing. I mean, yeah, he's in the lineup.
Yeah, so let me just screw around here a little bit.
Okay.
So I like the San Diego. I like the Grisham. Here's like so this one has a Trout and a Swanson one-off. I think my ADD just won't allow me to have 2 one-offs on FanDuel for some reason.
I understand that. I think you're okay, but I hear you.
Oh, I can almost go. Wow, what a world where I can't swap from Trout to Acuna because it's too expensive.
Yeah, what a world.
I could, though, go to Freeman from Trout and have 400 left.
Yeah.
And what do you say, Albies?
Yeah, all of them. The answer is every one of them. There's no specific, like you need, they're all great plays. Freeman and Acuna are especially great, but that's not anything new.
It is not anything new. We're gonna try this. We're gonna try this. Okay, so and we'll get back to tweaking the lineups in a minute. Where so you want to go position by position?
Sure. On DraftKings first, let me just finish this one FanDuel lineup, and maybe you can lead up with what you like in DraftKings, and I'll jump in a minute.
All right, so I'm going to start at first base. So first base, to answer JJ, if you want to do the Galaxy Brain play, Jonathan Scope is 2,300. You get max leverage against Kikuchi if you have the balls for it. But if you want like kind of a more reasonable idea, you could play Josh Bell at 3,200. I think that's a little more reasonable. I think Josh Bell for me is probably my top kind of like one-off combination of value. Although, oh my God, is Sano really 3K?
Yeah, Sano's 3K. I don't think there's any reason to mess with that game. I don't even know what people are thinking, like with looking at this weather in Washington. Let me just see if it hasn't changed or something. I mean, the weather.
The Cubs weather, right? Oh, right, the wind, right? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I actually had a little bit of like Castro as the last piece on DraftKings, but like in general, like I absolutely am not trying to prioritize anybody in a game like that.
If you want to pay, and then what I was going to say is, if you're going to pay up, I think that that Ohtani is kind of a standout. I suppose, although like he's against a lefty. I mean, I prefer not to have him against a lefty.
But. Yeah, but you got so wait. Okay, so you're saying for first base that you're. So I'm okay. So did you say you said your catchers before? I guess. But,
no, I didn't. I just started with first base.
Okay. Oh, sorry. That's why I totally got lost. I thought I missed something.
No.
For me, I'm using him in my stacks a lot. So Freeman on his own, love him. Jared Walsh and Ohtani as the lower owned options of that stack. I love those guys. Max Muncy, Miguel Sano would be my other guys.
Okay, yeah, Sano at 3K is.
These are not necessarily the best plays, but I think for tournaments, especially when you get the lefty-lefty thing, as much as people say, oh, yeah, they'll play some of it, it's never going to be like one of the high-owned parts of the stack. So you can just always – so that's what I found myself doing today is just playing the lefties versus the lefties. I think Void is the logical for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I would rather pay down for him on FanDuel, which most people will do more over there too, but rather than pay up for him on DraftKings, when really like why am I playing him over – Freddie Freeman, exactly. Like I don't know. Like he hasn't hit the ball at all. So I'm just not as into him personally. The hero play you can make is play Nate Lowe against Garrett Cole because Garrett Cole will probably give up a home run tonight.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that makes sense. I think Ohtani is going to be pretty popular. By the way, I don't think that he's. I think Jared Walsh is going to be really low.
Yeah, he's the low-owned one. I actually really like him, and I've done it with both of them and sort of shifted lineups around and used it a little bit of because I've got some of my Cole, what's it called lineups with the Angels, Cole and Bueller, and then but you can make a switch for 200 more, and then you could get the Ohtani if you play Bueller instead of I don't like Bueller as much as I like you tonight, but I do think that they're closer than most people think, and I'm gonna just sort of mix them up a little bit. And I'm using that Ohtani versus Walsh in the stacks. You know what I'm saying? Because the 200 makes that difference exactly.
Second base, I get the Madrigal thing. He's not gonna. I would really. I don't know, man. He's not gonna. Blow anybody's doors off. But he's okay. Then I have. If you want to, have a cheapo, you could play Jonathan Villar's. Fine. I don't know why Madrigal's any better than Villar. So that's that would be my comment. I'd play Villar over Madrigal if you just wanted something different.
In general, I like playing the VR. He's never owned. Even though he's not having a great season or anything, he does have still power and speed upside. I like to have a little speed for a cheap price when I'm playing against Fried because Fried is not going to give up a home run very often to a guy like VR. But, at 3,200, he certainly makes a lot of sense to me. And it is is a better play than Madrigal probably, but I'm playing enough White Sox where Madrigal fits out in my stacks that I'm going to just do that probably and play a little bit of Lurie Garcia as well.
Yeah, I don't like his spot in the lineup, but it's so funny. I had him as I totally had him as in my main line, one of my main lineups too, and I got scared about the lineup position.
I mean, yeah, he was originally people thought he was going to bat much higher in the order.
Yeah,
but he doesn't have like a ton of pop or anything. I think that Madrigal, because he's batting second, is obviously the preferred of the two, but will be unowned and also doesn't have much power either. So I wouldn't be playing a ton of those guys like on their own, but I do think as a part of a mini stack for the White Sox or a full stack, they definitely make a lot of sense. If you can afford them, LeMahieu, Albies are the top spends. I don't like the position, so I'm even those guys I like, but I don't like them enough to where I want to prioritize. So I'm actually paying down here and doing the Madrigal / Nuse is the other one.
Oh, okay.
He's my highest owned actually right now, but I also think there's a chance. Sheets. I'm a sucker for one thing in baseball: guys who are not only like encouraged. Don't only swing for the fences, but are encouraged to do so. And right. Nuse is one of those guys. So like, even if you could say, oh, he might come out of the game if they bring in a release. Sure, that could happen. He also might be the one who hits the home runs. I mean, I saw him hit a ball about as far as I've ever seen a ball hit in person, and it was like 60. It wasn't even 60 degrees out. So I do think he's the guy I pay down for, depending on where he's in the lineup. I also think I don't know what's going to happen with Fletcher today. If Fletcher plays and is leading off at 3,900, I can use him in my Angel stacks because again, I hate second base today.
Yeah,
guys, we'll get to the questions in a minute. By the way,
the one guy you could play, by the way, who's second base eligible, if you don't want to play him in the outfield, is
this guy's trolling, and I'm gonna have to delete him. He got banned. He got banned in every other chat room I was in today, listening in the doctor's office because that Larry Berry guy. He's getting he just gets really nasty to everybody for no reason. Just comes in and they have to keep banning him, so he just stays with us until we ban him.
I have a comment about that actually. So I actually did have a comment about that. Let me just get my Dylan Moore take in here first.
Sorry about that. Oh, my bad. Yeah, sorry. Just keep going.
Yeah. So Dylan Moore, I think at second base, 2,800. If you're going to play those Seattle stacks, I think that he could be part of the second base thing. And the other cheapo that's probably not going to do anything. Actually, Moore has a chance to do something. But Tyler Wade, as I mentioned, and then Ha-Seong Kim from San Diego, he's 2,200. What I was going to say is that I was on that other I was listening to that other podcast where Larry Berry was in there like causing trouble, and I'm like, wow, it looks. I guess he was not an RPS plant in our Discord.
Doesn't mean he's not an RPS plant. He's in for every Discord. It seems like I haven't heard him on RPS though because I don't listen to them.
No, because that's where he was. He was in the RPS. He got kicked out of there.
Oh my God, he did it even there too. I thought. Oh my God, it happened.
That was my point.
Roto Grinders also today.
He got yelled at and chewed out and kicked out and all of it. And I'm like, oh my God. I felt bad. I felt bad for accusing him of being an RPS plant. He's getting kicked out everywhere.
Yeah, and I'll take. Speaking of people who are trolling, I'll answer Will here. Imagine not being able to pronounce a player for me. I don't pronounce his name right because I don't want to get into every time it happened on every show, including the ones that we just even said. When we say noise, it sounds like like it's just it always leads to the noisy comment. It's just annoying. It spins out of things. So I just say it the way I say it. I'll even say noose at times. Just like who I'm talking about, Sheldon. I'll just call him Sheldon or something.
Well, dude, I can't even. I sometimes can't pronounce my own kids' names. I
have trouble with some of my family's names.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce my own name sometimes. So
Dylan Moore apparently is not in the lineup.
Who?
Dylan Moore.
He's probably not a very good play then. If he's not going to be, if he's not, I don't think he's got the same upside if he's not playing.
Yeah, it's much lower.
Yeah, dude, Will, you should check out my hockey videos or my MMA videos. You want to hear some pronunciations? My MMA videos are legendary. I can't even come close to some of these Russian names. That's for sure.
Pronounce cat. That's all we got to pronounce. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So where are we? What position?
Third base. I have very, very few guys here, and I love this position. This is my favorite spend up of any position because there's enough value in the outfield.
Oh, wait, I do have a comment.
Oh, no, second base.
I feel bad now. So not I feel bad. So I do actually have a response to Larry. And I'm going to talk about that in a second, Adam. Mention that. You said, why are your arms look so frail? I actually, in the past, it's so weird. In the past, like 5-6 months, I actually lost like 45 pounds. I was overweight, and I've been like really, really working to lose weight. I lost literally 45 pounds of doing good stuff, walking to work, 2.5 miles, keep getting my diet down, whatever it is. And literally, just like my wife, like a couple of days ago, said, "Dude, you can't lose any more weight. Your arms are looking really, really thin." So it's funny, and I'm like, "Oh, really? They don't look thin. I mean, they look pretty freaking good." But I'm getting now Larry telling my arms look frail, and I guess I didn't like bulk up enough as I was losing the weight. So I gotta, between you and my wife, I gotta remotivate me to bulk up a little bit. But yeah. So and Adam, the MMA thing was really not good. I you know what? Not for lack of trying. I tried my best, and I went 2+. I had a 2x2 that wouldn't have even mattered. I struggled over for like a full freaking 12 hours about which 2+2. I switched back and forth, and neither of them would have mattered. As I mentioned in the thing, it was a tough slate, a lot of pick'em fights, a lot of things you could get right and wrong. It just didn't go my way. That's the way it is. All right. So what position are we on now? We're on third base? No, we did third base. We're doing. So I'm doing catcher now.
Okay, do catcher, and give me 1 second, and I'll do catcher all in mind.
So I don't know if Suzuki is in, but presuming he's in, I like him as part of my Angel stacks. But aside from that, as I mentioned in the intro to the show, I feel as though Mercedes is a very, very strong play. As is Contreras. I think the spend ups are really good, and I do like in my Padres stacks, presuming he gets in, the Victor Caratini and also Mitch Garver.
Yeah. So you got a pretty big pool of them. I like this. I'm into Suzuki and Garver. Those are my main guys, and I'm sorry, Suzuki, Mercedes, and Garver. Those are I think my only 3 on DraftKings that I'm using currently, although I'm going to mix in some Higgy.
Burr, what do we got? Can you not hear? Oh, no. Sorry.
I don't know why the stream is the quality. This is just, I don't know if it's.
I don't watch from a user's point of view, so I can't really tell.
I am watching it from a user's point of view. Anybody else have problems, let us know. Guys, any other baseball-related questions instead of the guys who come in and here who like to do this? It's really just distracts from all the time on the show. So let's talk about some baseball.
Let's talk about. You want to talk about Jared Kelenic?
Well, wait, I thought we were catchers. Oh,
I did it. I thought you were disappearing.
Okay, yeah. We go shortstop next.
So I did Suzuki, I did Mercedes, and the guys.
Yeah. I just didn't realize we did outfield next. That's all I was trying to figure out.
No, I'm at outfield next, actually.
Okay.
Because I have it alphabetically, so O comes before S.
I got you. That's fine with me.
Taylor Ward, as I mentioned, I don't have the lineup yet, but he's going to be a good value. I'm going to have Jared Kelenic at 3K. Upton at 2,800, Vaughn at 2,400, Garlic at 2,400, all kinds of good stuff. You know what? You're probably saving me for myself because I'm not playing Jordan Luplow because I'm not, I'd rather play guys that are getting 4 or 5 at-bats than 3 or 4. And the other guy I have in my list of maybe in my San Diego stacks, maybe some Brian O'Grady just to make it work, but I don't know if I'm going to need that.
Yeah. So on DraftKings, it's for me. I have a lot of Kalinick. I have a lot of Trout. I have a lot of Nelson Cruz, a lot of Kyle Garlick, and a lot of Andrew Vaughn and Taylor Ward. I have some Upton I'm mixing in. I have some Betts I'm mixing in, and that's pretty much all of my outfielders. Even the White Sox in general, they're a team you stack on the infield, so it kind of makes it nice because you can play these great outfielders if you do stack the White Sox. And the problem is it's really hard to like love the stack quite as much as I did earlier, but I still think that there is a chance they just absolutely get all over Hap. It's the other than the Yankees, it's the most likely I see them just getting all over somebody. Those are the two most likely, I think.
At shortstop, I'm really of the belief that Tim Anderson is just going to smash. He's, to me, the best play. And then aside from that, then you're in value city, like you want to play J.P. Crawford or Jose Iglesias and stuff like that. You mentioned Swanson. I'm not playing him at 4,100 on DraftKings. And then if you want like the ultra. Wait, Pujols is hitting cleanup for the Dodgers?
I had a feeling that might happen. I really did.
Wow.
I don't know if we have to do anything with that though.
Hey, so this is for JJ. JJ, you want the ultimate Galaxy plane of the whole night, JJ? So you fade Tim Anderson, you fade all of it, and you play freaking Nico Goodrum. That's what you do. Play Nico Goodrum.
I like that play.
0.2% ownership against all the Seattle chalk, all the Kikuchi chalk.
I like that play, Sheets. I'm totally on board with it. I think that makes a lot of sense.
And and hopefully you're alive in a lineup by then where you can root for it. It's the late night game or whatever it is. But yeah, and so that's where I'm at. So what I gotta do is I do have to probably go back and switch a couple of things here. Do I have any now with all my talk? Do I have any Goodrum on DraftKings? No, I don't. So I have that. Dodgers, but that's a brutal one, man. Putting him in the 4-hole.
I mean, he's been batting fourth for the Angels and not doing anything. Like it's not.
No, I don't mean him. I'm curious how it affects the other guys.
I mean, yeah, I don't have very many full Dodger stacks tonight, even though I'm worried about not having that many. But I do have have one-offs and stuff. Yeah, so that's a weird one. I keep running into this spot where I really want to play Upton on FanDuel, but I literally end up 100 short every time, which leads me back to Garlic and every time. But I can't just have every lineup with Garlic and Vaughn here, which I literally do right now. But I agree with everything you said about shortstop. I'm 100% on board with this pivot. I think Kim is your extreme value, but he's got to get in the lineup. You know what I mean?
You know the beautiful thing, by the way, Bobby?
What's that?
Is that when we start charging to be in the Discord and the live stream, I promise you that the trolls will not be there.
That's true. That's very, very true.
That is the good news.
Yeah. Is there any questions in there in chat by any chance, Sheets?
Let me see. Bert wants to know if you can fix the camera. Yeah, Timothy. I like it. And Bobby turned me on to that. I was going to eat. I was going to eat some Taylor Wade in the 9-hole there, but I think I'm going to be. I kind of reconstructed my big one to not have a pure 4x4 and to kind of dick around with guys from all three of those teams. I do CP. I like the Mize idea. He's one of my 4 pitchers. Like he's my 4th pitcher with He's my 4th pitcher. Like Bobby has like Bueller as his 4th pitcher. Like Mize is my 4th. So we both have 4 pitchers going.
So you don't have any Bueller at all on either side?
No, I don't.
Okay, interesting.
I don't. Let me. I'm gonna. As I mentioned before, I am gonna have Saberson do a little magic for me and see if I can't come up with something a little more unique in some of these. I'm having trouble whittling down, so to speak. So let me do that while maybe you see what other questions you are hanging out here.
I found a way to get my Upton in because I have a good feeling about Upton tonight. So that makes me feel happy. Let me see. Is the rest of it stacked well enough? It's close. Yeah, it's close enough.
It's 20 weeks.
Vaughn, and then Ward. Okay. And by the way, there is some danger with this. You never know exactly what's going to happen with that. Like it doesn't. It's not like Tommy Pham has to lead off tonight. He probably will, but that you could see some shifts. And we got Nuse, in the sixth spot, which is where I wanted him. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
So
that's what we're going to do. I don't want that. Do this, and then we're going to build.
And I got to remember. I can't remember. Maybe somebody in chat can remember this, and maybe not. Who? It's either the Angels or Cleveland that have no lefties in their pen.
That's really interesting. I don't know the answer to that.
So anybody in chat who might be up on that, it's a little hard for me to search all of these things at the same time while trying to edit. But
hey, let me ask you this: Are you max entering the 5 or no?
No, I didn't end up doing it. I ended at 50 entries. Do I like Jose Ramirez as a one-off third base spend up? Yeah, I love it. I think it's a terrific play. I think Pujols being in might give Muncy some leverage on DK. It's interesting. I mean, Muncy still has second base eligibility, doesn't he, over here too? I believe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Wow, it's taking so long to load all of a sudden. I'm not sure what's happening here. What's happening, fellas?
Oh, DraftKings?
Both, to be honest. Yeah, so you've got, let me see. I'm looking at, okay, 1, 2, 3. Let me just see real quick. Muncy, sorry about that. I mean, you guys can probably check this as fast as I could. Oh, he's only first base eligible. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a chance that it happens. It's obviously a very different spending range, but I think Muncy's still a good play. I don't think that he's going to be crazy owned. Cleveland, no lefties. Thank you, CP30. Appreciate it. Okay, we've got another one in there.
What was the news? What happened?
No, nothing. It was Cleveland that has no lefties in their pen. So the Angels, it's just you feel better about the playing the Walsh and the Ohtani.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, let's see. Thanks to Frank. Glad to be able to help. I can't. It's not my camera's not broken. I had a facial thing that I had to get removed because of a precancerous thing. So that's why I'm not showing my face. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with the stream. There's something wrong with the face.
Something wrong with your face, that's for sure.
Okay, I think I want to get a little bit more Yankees over on DraftKings because I have enough contrarian other stuff, I think, to be able to pull that off.
We understand the VR. Okay. So this
I have one-offs from Cleveland. You meant, we got a good question from Jamie about Ramirez, who I always love as a one-off. But I actually like Ahmed Rosario. Oh no, he's batting 8th. I thought he was going to bat 5th. Well, I would have played Ahmed Rosario. I don't think I'm doing I'm trying to figure out actually. I'm stuck at a shortstop spot, and it's weird unless you go all the way up or down. I don't know much about this Liba kid, and I'd like to because I would even be willing to take somebody against Buehler if it got me everything else I want elsewhere. It's not like these guys can't give up any runs. Okay, so there we go. Upton Moore, LA, and we will turn that into something else. Okay. Let's see. Doctor, what are you working on there, Sheets? Doctor?
No, I'm staring at my DraftKings lineups on the other screen. Of course, I'm not allowed to look at those on the main screen. And when I build some stuff, I'm getting a couple of guys I don't want to play, so I want to get rid of them. So I have, for example, I have 25% Simmons, right? And I don't necessarily want to do that.
Right.
However, let me see if I can do that without being too much of a pain in the ass to myself, if that makes any sense.
Gotcha. Well, thanks.
So I could go like if I was going to play like a 9-hitter at the shortstop, I'd probably rather play Tyler Wade. No, I mean,
yeah, I think so.
Except that goes really nicely over there. Well, this is an interesting catcher play. Tom Nito is 2,700. Yeah, maybe not so interesting. Robles, Vaughn. So it looks as though my highest, just so you know, and then I'm going to tweak FanDuel, my highest owned DraftKings pitcher is Cole. I have 63% of Cole, 47% Darvish, 41% Mize, 25% Kikuchi. Do I have any strays? Yeah, I got a couple of strays. I do have a couple of Bueller lineups, and I have a couple of I have like 1 or 2 John Gray lineups. Just in the lotteries.
Yeah.
Let me see what's going on with FanDuel. Let me see. What I ended up doing with the Swanson thing. I think.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that play. It's interesting to have ownership.
And not even the play. The point was that I was so tied into making sure I had a 4x4.
Right.
That I was about to just like say Tyler Ward with not Taylor Ward, the other one, the 9-hitter from the Yankees. 2K, and I had the 300 extra, and then I went to Swanson, and then so I just had to tweak a little bit, and I got a little 2-man and a little 3-3-2 instead of a 4-4.
Yeah, that works. Look, I mean, this is a good slate, I think, for it too. It's strikeouts are up, home runs are still the bigger bulk of runs scored these days. So, getting those few bats can be plenty. It's often just one bat. I mean, I cashed in every lineup the other night with the Yankees, and basically Aaron Judge was the only one who did anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always nice when that happens. I'm going to try and shift a few of these Angels into Yankee stacks here.
All right, let me build a couple of these.
But I'm not as high on Seattle as everybody else is, and I think it's just because I thought the ownership was going to be high, and it's going to be high. But stacking in general bad teams against guys who have been pretty good lately is just not my favorite thing to do on big slates. Sounds pretty basic, but sorry, it's real basic stuff. I do think Higashioka now is probably the standout guy you could play on. Oh, he's betting. I thought he was betting 6th.
I thought he was batting 8th. You sure?
My bad. Yeah, he's batting 8th. Never mind. But still, I still like him. I mean, Aaron Judge, the hottest player in baseball.
Guy can hit.
Not the first time we said that. And I won't be the last. Man, I love him. He always can be a frustrating DFS roster. I mean, then he gets 2 home runs and you don't care, but the walks are annoying. He loves. I mean, and it makes sense. He's a good hitter. He walks. That's what good hitters do. But it's frustrating sometimes.
Okay, we're gonna download this. Who is Rob Refsnyder?
Rob Refsnyder. He's back in our lives. He hasn't been around much in the last couple of years.
Is he any good? He's hitting 6th.
If he was, you'd know he was.
He's 2K hitting 6th.
But it's another outfielder, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we looking for here?
Yeah, I got you.
Even like guys like Brett Gardner at 2,700, and then you've got the obvious 2,300 guys and stuff. It's just hard for me to pass up that stuff. Boy, I'm just right there with what I want to do here. Oh, I know what I can do. That's what we're going to do. I do have Tyler Wade in a 5-man stack on DraftKings. That's a little different than having him in a 4-man on FanDuel with leaving out a good shortstop who's basically the same price. But just pointing that out. And this Liba guy, I hope Kim gets in the lineup tonight for San Diego. I'm playing this minimum cost junk because if Tim Anderson, I mean, like who are we really afraid of? Like that's why Tim Anderson is so high owned for me. Is like who else are we really afraid of beating us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe a 7 or a 9 would be great, you know, tonight. And if you, but on DraftKings, it's on FanDuel. I mean, it's very different. I have 70% Cole on DraftKings, 60% Darvish, 40% Kikuchi, and 35% Bueller. Darvish and Cole. Yeah.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, I'm gonna see if there's any questions here. There's nobody's showing full lineups. Jason, good luck. Nobody's compromising anything. We're saying what we're doing though, and pretty much every site does that. Leiba's a good eye type hitter, walks a lot, very little power. Thanks, CP30. There's some of the new guys who I'm going to be a little bit behind on because there's just so many of them, but I really appreciate the info. Speaking of winning some dollars, let me know if you want a screenshot of 1K win on Friday. Sure, absolutely. We'd love to see it. Always happy to see that stuff. This guy's still trying to get in. All right, so we don't have a whole lot of time left here.
Plenty of time.
I knew you were going to say that. It's Freeman.
Ooh. Okay. So on FanDuel, oh wait, I got to take him out, and then I'll tell you what my exposures are here. Take out the Dylan Moore, place him with some placeholder for now, and then I will tell you my exposures on FanDuel. Oh, this isn't bad. Just put him in just for the hell of it.
Oh my God, I might actually need to get down to Schneider in the lineup. Hilarious.
Yeah, so I have, as far as pitching on FanDuel, I have 50% Cole, 33% Darvish, and 17% Kikuchi. Probably in line with the field, I guess. Actually, I don't know Bueller, so that's yeah. And then with respect to my hitter, you know, my highest, wow. My 2 highest owned players on FanDuel are guys I don't even know if they're playing. Well, I don't know their lineup position, that's for sure. And that's right now, Pham and Cronenworth.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we'll have to see what becomes of that. Well, look at this. Oh my God, this is like such a perfect. Oh my, what a 4-hour lineup this is. I have one lineup where I have a 4x3x1, with the 4 being the Mets, right?
Right.
The 3 being the Tigers, and a 1 off of Mookie Betts. I mean, how good is that?
Sounds awful to me. You know how my feelings when it comes to, we don't pick on. There's the guys we don't pick on, and I do not pick on Max Fried. Has he given up a home run yet? I don't know if he has.
I'll let you know after Kevin Pillar comes up. I got 3 guys, 3 righties. I got Lindor, sort of. I got Alonso. I got Pillar. 3 out of the top first 4 hitting. Let's go for 4 hours.
Good, do it.
And then I get Scope, Candelario, and then freaking genius Hall of Fame first balloter Miguel Cabrera. We got 2 first ballot Hall of Famers hitting 4th today that have no chance to score more than 6 fantasy points between Cabrera and Pujols.
Because you said that, you know somebody's going to hit one out tonight. You know it. Like I don't even question it anymore. One of Pujols now is going to run. Oh, Jesus. You brought it into the what is it called? Whatever the atmosphere.
That's right. Ecosystem.
Yeah.
Let me see what else we have. Any other last questions on here? Let me see. Lock button on Word. Hey, but Upton's in.
Yeah.
Upton not in. Right.
Oh, that's not good.
Upton not in.
We get Lagares in there. Ugh. They have no lefties. So that means Upton will come off the bench.
Upton's. Oh, right. Upton is.
Gosselin. Why is Gosselin batting so high in the order?
He's a genius.
There's your value. I mean, will they let him hit against the righties? Maybe, but if it's worth it risking 2,200. Geez, all these Angels at first base and third base, and I love Rendon today so much. So he's like I can't get rid of him. More even than Trout, I find myself having a hard time getting rid of him.
Is Suzuki playing? Guy with the lineup?
Yeah, he's batting ninth.
Okay. Let me just see something. We got swap Upton out here. Best outfielder for 2,900 to hold for now would be probably Upton. Yeah. Probably put Ohtani in that over there, and then is there a first baseman as 2,900? Not really. Oh, Pujols.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean under 900? Yeah. Well, Gosselin.
No. Oh, what Gosselin is? What position? First base, right? Okay. I'll be over there, and then this makes sense. Keep that for now. Is there a shortstop that's closer to 3,700? Not really.
Not really. No. Any other questions, guys? We're about to finish up because I've got to finish my lineups here.
Right. Mendez. We'll keep that the way it is, I guess, for now. Is Iglesias playing?
I'll double check the lineup in a minute. Sorry, I'm in the middle.
Shortstop. I need this right like now.
Just check your here.
I don't know where to look. Oh, he is playing. Somebody said he's just playing. Okay. Hope so.
You got some time on that one.
Yeah, but I'm going out.
Oh, yeah.
Iglesias batting 7th. Thank you. All right, guys. Good luck. Let me just double check my non-Uptons. Make sure I have nothing going on in FanDuel with Upton. I don't think I do. I might. Let me just double check that, and then I'll let you guys go.
Where's Taylor Ward in the lineup? Oh my goodness.
He's in like 4th, right?
Is he? That's awesome. I'm trying to see the thing up here. Jesus, this thing down at outfield would be crazy.
All right, guys. Good luck, and I'll catch you later.
Good luck. Have a good night. Jeez. I'll be